You are listening to Mostaccioli Murder, Book 1 of the Jade Sommer series. Written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2020. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 16. When medical staff shooed visitors out of Dad's room so they could tend to him, Uncle Sal and I walked down to the cafeteria. He had a slight shuffle to his step, so the walk took a bit longer, but that was okay. It gave us more time to talk.
I'll buy you an ice cream cone. It'll be like old times.
I never turn down ice cream. I happily accept. But where's Uncle Frank? I thought he'd be here too.
Dot called him a few minutes before you arrived. Sent him on errands.
Thank you, Aunt Dot. That left me and Uncle Sal to talk without Uncle Frank speeding us along to get back to cards. Then you can tell me stories about the company.
The company?
He questioned with a chuckle.
Why do you want to hear old tales?
I haven't heard them for a while. Do you have any contacts in the company?
Me? You're dreaming, girl.
No more cousins who ticked them off? He chuckled again.
No, poor old Alfie was the only one. He used to call himself Arson Al, but the kid hated fire, was afraid of it. But everyone had to have a nickname, just in case they did something worthy of getting into the paper. No one would care about plain old Alfie. But Arson Al was a different matter. Never had to start a fire, though. Tony the Trout killed him before he could establish the name.
Why did they call him Tony the Trout?
Sent people to sleep with the fishes?
I'm glad you never got into all that. But could Wayne have been involved with them?
He
said with a nod.
Now I see what you're getting at. You think the company bumped off Wayne?
He owed money to people. What if he owed some to the company?
Then I don't doubt they'd kill him, but most likely they'd beat him first, make him suffer in case he was holding out on them. They don't kill when they can recover their money by busting a couple of kneecaps. You saw Wayne's body. Did he have any bruises or indications of a struggle or beating?
I thought back to the scene. Wayne was laid out by the garbage, noodles everywhere, and one favorite knife stuck in his chest. No bruising or black eyes. Nothing that indicated he had been in a fight or tortured. I don't think so. But I wasn't really looking for marks either. I was more focused on the knife.
Frank thinks Dot killed Wayne.
He does not. Anyone who knows Dot knows that she would never use her favorite knife on anything but food. If she killed Wayne, she would have used someone else's knife. Uncle Sal barked a laugh.
You got that right.
It made me wonder if maybe the chef that quit had used Aunt Dot's knife as payback, setting her up to take the fall. But why would Lars kill Wayne? Did Wayne owe him money? I'd have to look into that angle too, especially since the company angle wasn't adding up. That was a bummer. It'd be easy to blame a mob organization. After my talk with Uncle Sal, I sent him back for more game time. I then headed to Mr. Lee's. It was nearing lunchtime, and a few dumplings would round out the ice cream. That, and I hoped for an opportunity to talk to Landon. A part of me feared it was Landon who broke into the apartment. When I walked into the restaurant, I waved to Lily, who peeked out of the kitchen. She gave a wave back.
I'll be right out,
she called and then ducked back into the kitchen. Take your time, I said as I settled into my favorite booth. Hello, Cat.
He not talk.
Mr. Lee shouted from the kitchen.
He cat.
I grinned and pulled out my phone as I waited. It was just the beginning of lunch, so the restaurant was deserted except for a couple in the front booth. It gave me the perfect opportunity to talk to Lily and feel out what she knew about last night or where Landon might have been. I wasn't sure why I wanted to pursue investigating, but the case had become personal when the apartment was broken into. If someone was willing to murder and break in, What else were they willing to do? I wanted answers. And if I asked a few questions, what was the harm? I glanced at my emails, hoping to see one from Mila. No answer. Maybe she didn't want the design job. I then searched through junk mail to see if I'd missed an email from Alan about my money. Nothing. Instead of having to listen to his excuses, I texted him. Do you have my money yet? I knew he'd stall replying to me, so I placed the phone on the table and relaxed back in my seat. Even though I was in the back of the dining room, the restaurant was small enough that I could see out the front window. From my vantage point, I saw the front of Piatto Perfetto. I watched as people walked past it, not bothering to look in the window. It was like the restaurant had sat there so long it became scenery, and not a destination. Maybe we needed something in the window to draw attention. I picked up the phone and texted Kobe. Talk to me later. We need to come up with an idea for a window display. I wasn't sure he was the best person to help with a display, but I didn't want to add responsibilities to anyone else. Ross, Mom, and Aunt Dot already had a plateful, and I felt confident Kobe and I could come up with something. Lily walked out of the kitchen with a plate of dumplings and a teapot. She set both in front of me. You know me so well, I said. She laughed as she filled a cup with hot tea.
You are simple, unlike some other people in your family.
Who? I asked. My family was an open book. She shook her head, not answering the question.
Are you working today?
Yep. Every day. Why?
Just curious.
Do you have a few minutes to sit with me?
A few.
She said, sliding into the seat across from me.
What's up?
I was just wondering how Landon is. Is he still looking for the vase?
I haven't seen him. Dad and I are worried about him.
I'm sorry. I wanted to be tactful, but I also wanted information. How far do you think he'd go to find the vase? She gave a small shrug.
If you'd asked me a few months ago, I'd probably have said he'd forget about it in a day or two. He's not the kind to dwell on things. But it's like he's a completely different person, and that scares me.
Do you think he'd do anything to land himself in jail?
Maybe. Did you hear something? Is that why you're asking?
I shook my head. No, I'm just concerned. I didn't want her to worry more, especially since the burglar might not have been Landon. There's been some weird stuff happening, and Landon and Wayne had a connection in common. When the phone rang, Lily scooted from the booth.
I better get that. Dad tends to shout into the phone.
As Lily went back to work, I dug into the dumplings. Heaven. Distracted by food, I didn't see Logan walk in until he sat down across from me and snatched a dumpling. He brought it to his mouth with a smile. I warned you what would happen if you stole my dumplings.
You did, and yet here I am stealing them.
How did you know I was here?
I could say it's my sharpened detective skills, but I saw you walk in here.
I leaned back. What do you want besides my food? He fished a card out of his pocket. There was a 6-digit code on it. What's this? I asked.
Your alarm code.
We don't have an alarm.
You do now.
I paused for a moment. Mom didn't say anything about installing an alarm. Maybe she had been more scared than I'd thought. But still, getting same-day installation would be nearly impossible. Why are you giving this to me? I asked as my mind still whirled.
Because they just finished installing it. I figured your mom would be at the hospital.
So, Mom had you meet the installers? Why didn't she have me meet them?
She doesn't know about the alarm.
You did this? He gave a nod and stole another dumpling. I didn't know if I was annoyed with him for installing the alarm or thankful. Why? I asked.
Because I never want another break-in call with your address on it again.
I knew he meant my parents' address. I doubt he'd install an alarm for me. But, at the same time, I wasn't so sure. I'm sure Mom will be relieved, I said. Thank you. He gave a nod. How did you get it installed so fast?
I know a guy. He owed me a favor.
That must have been a sizable favor for same-day service. He gave a slight shrug, which made me suspect he wouldn't admit how large of a favor it was. How much do we owe him for the alarm?
Nothing.
Was that part of the favor?
Yep.
And the monthly service fee?
Included.
I raised a brow.
It's no big deal.
It kind of is.
For my peace of mind, the favor was well used.
He really did love my parents. Do you have any graphic designers that owe you favors?
No. Why do you need a graphic designer?
We're rebranding the restaurant.
I could ask Avery who she used.
Ugh. I was in a pleasant place with my dumplings and he had to mention the girlfriend. No, but thank you.
Are you sure?
We don't have a budget to pay anyone. He looked as if he was about to say something, but then stole a dumpling instead. You owe me dumplings.
I just got you an alarm. Doesn't that cover it?
Not when it comes to dumplings. He grinned and gave a quick wink that I felt all the way to my toes. Damn him. I reminded myself that he was a cheater and immediately felt better. Well, somewhat better.
I need to go.
He said as he slid out of the booth. Wait, any more leads?
If there are, I'm not telling you.
Why?
Jade, I know you, and you missed your calling in life. You should have been a journalist.
What does that mean?
You can't let things go until you know everything.
So I'm a little curious. That's not a bad thing.
It can be.
I raised a brow. Just how bad were the people Wayne was dealing with? The company or the blood dragons?
Jade, I'm not telling you anything about the case, so drop it.
He turned away and began walking toward the door. I racked my memories for who the other Chicago Sharks were, but he continued his path and left the restaurant.
What's wrong?
Lily asked as she returned and slid into the booth.
I saw Logan here. Did he say something to make you mad? I'll beat him up if he did.
I asked Logan for an update on the case. He refused.
He's a detective. He can't tell you everything.
True, but he's telling me nothing, which gives me every reason to assume whoever Wayne was involved with was bad.
Of course they were bad. They killed him.
And Lan is involved somehow. The vase he's searching for has to be either a link or a clue to the case. What do you think will happen to Landon if Logan doesn't find the person responsible? Lily blanched. Lily, I'm sorry. I don't want to worry you.
Too late for that.
I know. But maybe just ask Lon how much he owes. See if there is a way to cover it. It's better to be out money than out a brother.
He won't talk to me or Dad.
Her gaze targeted me.
But he might talk to you.
I didn't want to give her false hope. I doubted he would talk to me. But maybe a pizza would get him to not run when he saw me. Where's he been staying? I asked. She shook her head.
I don't know. But I can ask around and text you if I find out.
Okay. And Lily, you and your dad need to be careful. My parents' apartment was broken into last night. She gasped. We were unharmed and nothing was stolen. They had to be looking for something specific. She frowned.
Like a vase?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm only telling you so you don't get blindsided. Maybe hang a bell on your apartment door just so you're alerted if someone comes in. She sighed.
It was Landon, wasn't it?
I honestly don't know. But if I had to guess, then yes.
I'm so sorry.
This isn't your fault.
No, but my brother is up to something and it's not okay.
Just keep yourself safe. And let me know where your brother is staying.
Maybe it's best if you don't go to see him.
I'll bring him a pizza. If nothing else, I can feed him. It looked as if she was going to tell me no, but she sighed and said,
You're a good friend.
A good enough friend to bring me more dumplings? Logan ate half of mine. She laughed.
Done. I'll be right back.
My phone rang as Lily returned to the kitchen. I glanced at the phone screen and lost my appetite. Thinking about murder, gangs, and burglary didn't affect my appetite, but one call from Alan flatlined it.